I'm going to start a series of exercise videos for you on knee training, basically working on a couple different posts for the blog on knee exercises. I work with lots of folks that have problems with their knees and various different types of problems. Today I'm going to focus on people that have arthritis, or some people may know it as chondromalacia or anterior knee pain. I get a lot of my clients that as they get older, they start to have trouble with that. Maybe they can't do squats, they can't do lunges, you have trouble doing regular traditional gym exercises. So a lot of them get very frustrated. They don't want to go to the gym, or they just feel like they can't exercise effectively. So the key is doing things in a proper way. And a lot of times folks will go to rehab, and obviously I'm a physical therapist, I've done rehab. Some of the rehab exercises people think are boring, they're too easy. So using the TRX today, I want to show you 5 exercises in a progressive manner that I think you can use if you're somebody who's battling some problems with knee pain and you can't squat the way you want to squat, or lunge maybe the way you want to lunge. So I want to show you these. I want you to keep in mind that squatting and lunging in and of itself may not be bad. I mean, the fact of the matter is people have to go up and down stairs, you have to get in and out of your car, you sit down multiple times a day getting in and out of our chair. So a lot of times I know doctors will tell people, well, just don't squat. Well, that really doesn't make a whole lot of sense for most people in their daily life. So what I want to do is give you a couple progressive ways to train and strengthen predominantly your quadricep, the muscle in the front of your thigh. I mean, that's really a key to helping offload the knee joint to a certain extent. So these exercises, you don't have to have a TRX. I'm just going to show you the TRX because it works well. We have them here at the facility. You could use a countertop for every one of the things I'm going to show you if you're doing this at home. So kind of the way the series will work, everything today I'm going to show you is kind of assisted, if you will. Assisted means we're going to use the arms a little bit. We're going to use both legs. Later in the week or early next week, I'll probably show you some single leg stuff that you can advance to after you've mastered some of this stuff. So we're going to start very simply with a 2-legged assisted squat. So again, doing the assisted squats, you're going to be able to basically use your upper body and lower body to balance out the amount of weight that your body takes. Now, one of the key things, remember, is squatting, you have to find the range of motion that's going to work for your knee. Everybody's knee is different. Some people can squat 45 degrees without pain. Some people can squat 90 degrees, maybe 100 degrees. Okay? We know that after 60 degrees, pain and compression in the knee can become a problem based on biomechanics. But anyway, you need to kind of feel it out for yourself. So by doing the assisted squat, you want to take a shoulder width grip, have the arms extended, and then you're basically just going to sit down. Okay, now as you're doing this, you want to pay attention to where you have pain. What parts of the motion? Is it at the top? Is it at the bottom? Do you have it in one particular spot, or is it throughout the range of motion? Okay, if you're somebody that has it just at the top, but once you get past that motion, maybe you can squat lower without pain. So then my recommendation is to squat below that initial pain point and in the range that you can tolerate. On the opposite end, maybe you have pain at the bottom, and you need to stay out of that range, at least initially, until you can get stronger and offload the joint a little bit better. So that's the 2-legged assisted squat. Now, one thing when you're doing steps, a lot of people have problems going up or down steps. You have to take all the body weight on one leg. So doing single leg work initially is just too stressful for people. So I'm going to show you a progression I like to use, kind of split squat or split lunge progression. So the first or easier one is with the leg forward and one leg back. Now the leg that is position 4 is actually going to be the leg that does the work. Okay, again, you can use your arms as much or as little as you need to offload the body weight, and then you have the other leg behind you that's going to offload as well. And you're just going to kind of gently squat down, come back up. Squat down, come back up. Again, the range of motion is going to be based on what you can tolerate and how your knee feels as you do that activity. Now, progression from that is putting the other leg forward. It's a little bit more challenging because this is like going down the steps. At this point in time, your knee probably will pass in front of your toe to some degree. It does when you go down the steps usually. So you stagger the other leg forward, and now you're going to squat down again. Okay? We're changing the center of gravity of the body a little bit. Again, you can use the arms as little, so I can even go fingertips here, and barely use my arms. Okay, and get more work on the leg. But you use the arms and this other leg to offset. Okay, now, those are 2 really good ones in preparation for single leg work. I'm going to show you 2 other ideas that involve both legs. One of which is just a very simple isometric squat. Okay, so you could just come down and find a range that feels good, and then you're just going to sit and hold.
again, find a range of motion where you're pain-free, and then just simply do a little bit of pulsing squats. Just kind of pulse up and down in a comfortable range of motion for time. Okay, and eventually your quads will start to burn, and then once you're getting fatigued, you can just kind of come out of that and finish your squat that way. So those are a couple ideas for you to strengthen your knees safely, effectively. Ultimately, you've got to listen to your body. You have to know what point in the range of motion you have discomfort, if you have it, and then you can kind of move from there. So typically, as far as rep sets, you can either go for time or for reps, but generally you want to feel some fatigue and the quadriceps and burning, and then gradually progress your range of motion and your transition of more body weight to advance. So tune in next time as I'll show you a couple more advanced progressions with the TRX.